How many years have you guys been together, like officially as a group?
I mean, now we're going on maybe like 26
years.
26 years together, yeah, as a group. But
Professionally.
yeah, but before that, I mean, I'm talking about, I knew Dave maybe like 7th grade.
7th grade, yeah.
And I met these guys in '84.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Now, the one thing that kind of is very distinctive about De La Soul is, you know, I mean, occasionally you guys show up on other people's songs solo, but you guys have never, no one's ever put out like, you know, a Pasta New solo album. You know, you guys have always put out your music as a group and stayed as a group for that long, which is, you see it in the rock roll, you know, the rock and roll world a lot more often than in the hip hop world. Because hip hop, you know, you don't, are there any other groups that have been around for as long as you guys in hip hop, period?
Naughty by Nature, maybe?
Yeah, maybe Naughty and PE.
Nah, because recently, I interviewed Tretch not too long ago, and he said that Vin Rock ain't in the group. He got kicked out of the group at one point. I think they're back together now, but I'm saying like a group that's actually stayed together consistently.
Yeah, we are the last of the groups. We are those dinosaurs, and I think it's for obvious reasons. You gotta be able to take the good with the bad, and even as bad as it gets and as frustrating as it gets, there's one thing to think about. It's like, I always put it like this. I like getting high. I get high with my friends. The only fun that I have getting high with my friends is this magic happening. But it only happens with these people. And I just want to get high with these people. I don't choose to try to do it by myself. Or, you know, I don't get that high off of being alone. I don't need to smoke out by myself or smoke out with some other dudes that I don't know. Like, I know the folks that I enjoy getting high with and creating this magic. And I think when you're an addict for that high, when you're an addict for that magic, you gotta stay with the people that you have a good experience with, you know, to experience that high over and over.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever almost broken up, or maybe broken up behind the scenes and gone back together before the
I wouldn't say break up. I got mad. I think it got to a point, I think we all felt like we didn't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And that's not breaking up. It's just saying, I'm done. You know what I mean? But then there's always something that inspires you, that spark life back into why you love this in the first place, you know?
I mean, we've recorded individual albums. We've recorded records, experimented on our own. Dave went and did 13, 14 songs, paused it, you know, Mace's done some stuff by himself, but, you know, it's almost like we're basically trying to play music for each other. If anything, at the end of the day, it's intended to be exploring ourselves creatively, but we usually wind up just playing the stuff for each other, then it's back to business on De La. But, you know, it's something that we would love to do. We're not afraid of doing it. Yeah. But the concentration right now is De La. So that's where we at.
I mean, from the beginning, funny enough, even when we first came out with, you know, the first album and everything, you know, we would play around as groups, us, Tribe, and Jungle, and be like, hey, let's make splinter groups, you know, like super groups like that. Playing off the whole Parliament Funkadelic thing, like me, Tip, Africa,
and Juju from the Beat Nuts.
We would recall the Fabulous Fleas, Dave, Mace, Mike G, Jerobi would be Kids on Zenith Ave. But once again, like, we would actually play around, record stuff, but it was still that's almost like a hobby. Like, work and business and fun is with our groups, you know, and that we love and appreciate, you know.
Yeah, it's real.
Why do you think so many other groups broke up while you guys stay together?
It's hard, man. It's you know, I think it's great when you can be in a group and it's about a vibe that you feel, you know, opposed to, like, you know, I feel that other entities or groups can come together for money. And when you're looking at it from a business standpoint, like, yo, I'm who I am, you are who you are, and they look at it from more of a street thing, like,
a hustle thing.
Yeah, I can make more money. Let's make money together. But I think when you have a group that's together because it was about a vibe and we're friends, when that vibe starts getting splintered and tested and fractured, if you can't survive it, you may break up from each other because you're growing as people, you're growing a voice, you may be now standing up to things you didn't see before. You know, just like with us being young, high school, you know, whatever myself did, that Dave could see here and there and have to deal with every day, he can go home. When we on a tour bus for a month, and you got to see that from that person every day, these are things that test your friendship and where you stand as an individual.
Mind you, breaking up, let's keep it real. Breaking up could always be money, chicks, it could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we can't be so selfish and say y'all shouldn't have broke up. We can't be that way. We wouldn't have the magic like we've had hearing Q-Tip do Vibrant Thing. You know, we wouldn't have the magic that we had when we hear amazing Ghostface albums. For whatever reason it happened, we're sometimes selfish, like, because we don't want it to happen, because for us, Wu-Tang together is amazing. But how many amazing Jizza records, you know, Capadonna, Ghost, you know, Ray, how many amazing things spawned from that, you know, going your separate ways and doing what you gotta do? How many good things came out of Tribe breaking up? You know, we probably would never seen Lucy Pearl. So you gotta kind of like respect the breakup too. As much as you don't like it as a fan, and as much as you might think, yeah, that's probably over some nonsense, some bad business, or chicks or what have you, I don't care.
And then a lot of
Sometimes it really lends to giving birth to something even better along the way.
Yeah.
And in a lot of regards too, like a lot of these quote unquote groups, they didn't have a common goal to be a group.
Yeah.
Just the group thing happened to work.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can even kind of see that in Wu-Tang, where a lot of them were probably intended to be solo MCs. But the idea of the group worked, which catapulted to all those solo projects.
It was great stuff.
You know, over here, I truly know and believe that our intentions were to always be a group.
Yeah, we came from understanding that. We come from understanding.
We're gonna suck individually, basically. Is what you're saying. Basically.
No, because really we did encourage, like there was always encouragement over the years of, yo, Merch, you should do a solo record. Or Dave had to start recording a whole bunch of songs with like 4 other dudes from the neighborhood, and that was sounding crazy. And that was like, we definitely championed one another to do solo things. Now, whether that individual stepped out on a limb and did it was another thing. It somehow always came back to the fold of the group.
$25 million bail, like.
I'm going in there and rob whoever got the $25 million bail. I'm taking everything out of his house because he won't be coming back. That's going to hit him now.
I've been so used to playing the back for so long that doing what I'm doing now, it's like I didn't even realize that how differently people are looking at me already in that sense. Like, there are people now when I go out, like before, people never used to come up to me when I go out, but now when I go out, people always come up to me.